sometimes waking up in the United States can be a traumatic event. Sometimes when you wake up, you look on your phone and you find out, hey, turns out someone called the cops on me. Not for breaking into their garage and stealing their collectible, whatever the fuck they keep. I don't know why they're keeping it in the garage. That's not why the cops are called in. Not for peeing on someone's front porch. No. You didn't get any police called because you did something wrong. You just went to sleep. You woke up, and then out of nowhere, the cops are called on you. That is a uniquely American thing. So, stepping into the limelight today, we have a Illinois teacher. Parents called the police after an Illinois teacher offers an LGBTQ book to her students. Now, let's flip this script a little bit. Imagine you're a parent. Now, actually, real quick before I even go through this whole, comedic framing device, I just want to say this. If you are a conservative, you should not be allowed around children. I believe we should take the sex offender approach to Republicans, conservatives, anyone to the right of Adolf Hitler, which is pretty much 20 to 25% of Americans. I know you'll get triggered when you hear that. You shouldn't be allowed around children. If you are calling the cops because your kid is reading that gay people exist, you are a child abuser. You are teaching your child to be a hateful piece of garbage, which puts them at a disadvantage in society. Which, again, if you train your child to drive incorrectly and then they end up killing someone in a car crash, how is that any different than when you tell your kids that gay people are less than and then they go shoot up a gay nightclub, right? So, again, kids should not be allowed to be around conservatives. That is damaging to them. So imagine this. You're a parent. Your kid comes home from school with a list of books on a reading list. You read something like It's Okay to Be Gay, and your first thought process is not, I'm going to call the school board and ask them about this. Not, I'm going to have a conversation with my child, respect them as another individual and tell them what's right and what's wrong about this book. No, I am going to call the motherfucking police. Calling the police. Now, I want to tell a personal story. Those of you who've been around know about this. Those of you that are new might not. A couple of years ago, I did a lot of active protesting. And I got hit with a charge, and I was required to go to court several times. Now, what was this charge? They accused me of filing a false police report. I had to go to court several times. I was mandated at gunpoint. What happens if you don't go to court? People with guns hunt you down, enslave you, and drag you to court. That's what happened. So I was forced at gunpoint to go to court because I allegedly filed a false police report. Now, just for clarity, I didn't file any police report, let alone a truthful or a false one. I didn't file any police report, right? But I had to go to court over filing a false police report, which is apparently against the law, right? Meanwhile, we have fuckers calling the cops because their kid read a book in school. I'm thinking to myself, maybe we should have a law about filing false police reports, right? I'm just like, what the fuck? You called the cops because your kid was reading a book at school. Think about this shit, man. Wow. An Illinois teacher of over 20 years had the cops called on her after she gave her middle school students the option of reading a book about the option. Yo, the option! I need you. The option. So she had a bookshelf with 80 books on it, and one of them had a gay person in it. It wasn't that she like handcuffed all the kids to the desks and then started like getting the projector where she like started playing porn in the fucking classroom and then like locking the doors and like, you know, ever watch a Clockwork Orange, you know, and when they fucking do that thing where they force the guy's eyes open, you ever see a Clockwork Orange? And then all the like the 7th graders are watching hardcore gay pornography. That did not happen. Now, that's what the parents want to pretend happened. That did not happen, okay? She had a book in a list of like 9,000 books where that book had a gay character in it. Like, I need... What the fuck? All right. Juno Dawson's This Book is Gay, which quickly became the epicenter of a massive controversy when parents called the police over book choice. Quote, I wanted to give them a smattering, great word usage, of fiction and nonfiction books to choose from on a day that we call Reading Monday, Bonner told Today.com. Unfortunate name, by the way. We just read and celebrate books. Bonner, 42, learned that parents had gotten a hold of pictures of their 8th graders snapped on their phones of the book during class. The parents filed a police report against the teacher. Now, again, I just want to be very clear. Like, again, this is just my own personal story. I had to go to court because cops claimed I filed a false police report. And yet, we have motherfuckers. Now, again, just to be very clear, it is funny. I never filed a police report. I didn't even do any of that. They just made it up. But we have people calling the cops because because a school teacher had a book in fucking English class. And they're sitting on the cops, filing a fucking police report. Like, what? Like, I'm just like, that blows my mind, okay? That's crazy ass fucking shit. The notion that I was putting children in danger because of books. I didn't feel safe. I knew I couldn't go back. The best-selling nonfiction book has been promoted by publishers as an informational guide for everyone, regardless of gender or sexual preference. It is also the 9th most banned book in America, according to Publishers Weekly. You know what I want to do? I want to write a book that's literally just like a picture of someone with like a pride flag and said like, this book will turn your kid gay, right? And then just so that I can get my book banned and then the book will become best-selling. Like, I just want to say, if you want to get a best-selling book, there's an idea for you. I just gave it to you for free. Reading this book will give your kid gayness.org. That's a good name for you. Okay. The day after she learned of the police report, Bonner received a letter saying she'd been placed on administrative leave. She got fired. An English teacher was fired for having a book in English class. And I just need you to really, like, this is why I maintain a tough on parents approach on my show. If you are somebody who thinks that you should have a child and you still believe that gay people are evil, you should not be allowed to raise children. You should have your children taken from you and put into foster care. Now, people might be saying, oh, foster care is shitty too. I say we 9,000x the funding to foster care orphanages. I say we make state-sponsored, beautiful parenting facilities. Maybe even give the kids to gay couples, right? Now, I need you to really, I need people to understand this. Republicans are insane. I need you to get this through your head, okay? There's two kinds of Republicans. Both of them are evil, just to be clear. Both of them are evil, but in different ways. The one kind are the insane freaks, these people, the ones that call the cops on an English teacher for having a book in English class. Those people. And then there's the other Republicans who are just like, well, those guys are a little crazy, but I'm a common sense conservative. I'm not like those crazies. They're enabling the mental illness that is conservative thought. There is no such thing as a good conservative. It is an oxymoron. Now, I just want to be very clear. You can be a good person and a conservative. Right? You can be one of those people that's like, I've been voting Republican since I was in high school, and I go soup kitchen 8 times a week. You can be a good person in spite of being a Republican. But it is impossible to be a good Republican, a good conservative, right? Now, again, cognitive dissonance is alive and well in America. People can be individually kind, and like when it comes to politics, they want to kill black people. I don't know. It's weird. It is strange how like you can talk to someone they're the nicest person in the world, and then you bring up, oh, I met a black person once 5 years ago, and then they start, sounding like a KKK member in 1859, right? So again, right, I need you to understand. Now, a lot of people, like, they say, oh, I have a Republican in my family. They don't want to kill gay people. They don't want to kill black people. Yeah, they do. They're just afraid to talk about it in public. If you are a Republican and you give Republican politicians power, you are doing more to kill black people, to kill gay people, to kill trans people, to kill Jewish people, to kill immigrants, to kill Muslims, to kill all kinds of different people in different minority groups. You are doing more in that direction than any amount of effort in your soup kitchen could possibly ever do. Because if you did not enable these people, they would not have the power to do the crimes that they're doing. Republicans, politicians, are evil creatures of evil. Okay, these are motherfuckers that want to send us back to before Jesus was even a figure of our conversation, right? They want to send us back before we even knew how to speak English, before we knew how to speak words, before the language was even developed. They want to send us back to the fucking Stone Age, motherfucker. I need you to understand that. And anyone and everyone who enables them in any fashion is a garbage son of a bitch. Now, again, they can have individual acts of kindness in some areas. They're good people. They can be whatever. But overall, they are a net negative on society. And until they have a reckoning with that, they need to be treated as such. Republicans should not be around children. I fundamentally believe we should label Republicans in the same way that we label sex offenders. If you're a sex offender, you can't be X amount of feet from the school. If you're a Republican, you can't be X amount of feet from the school. It makes sense. If you actually cared about the quality of life that kids had in this country, you would agree with me. You know it's true. You know it's factual. Now, again, I don't support that in the grand scheme of things. I would rather Republicans stopped existing. I would rather them, I don't know, maybe they should try going to school themselves. Maybe they should try reading a book themselves. I would rather Republicans stop giving all of their time and energy to corporations that are going to kill them anyway, and instead give all their time and energy to their fellow person. That's what I would prefer. But until that happens, I say this. You got Republicans in the family, do not let them near your kids because they will corrupt them. If anyone is a groomer, it is the Republicans. Again, what is the largest institution of child abuse in the world? Religion! Organized religion. So if you tell your kid that Jesus is real, you are doing more to harm your kid and put them on the path to being groomed than anyone else possibly could for reading a book. If you bring your kid to church, you are putting them in more danger than reading a book could possibly ever do. If you bring your kid to Sunday school while you go to work and leave them alone with the pastor, you are doing more damage to your child than a book could ever dream of. And again, facts don't care about your feelings, motherfucker. Go cry about it. So there you go. Republicans are still crazy, and we're not going to learn any lessons from this, and we're just going to have to keep dealing with this because people are too embarrassed and lazy to do anything about it. And people just enable these insane fucking psychopaths. People just enable them. Oh, you're a Republican? Well, as long as you're not like Marjorie, then you're a common sense conservative, and everything is going across the aisle, bipartisan. Again, there's two kinds of conservatives. Both of them are Nazis. One of them knows they're a Nazi and they're proud of it and they won't shut the fuck up about it. And the other side doesn't even know that they're a Nazi because they're fucking too stupid to realize what they're doing in their life. Right? That's it. There's only two options. If that offends you, how about you read a fucking book for once? I don't know what to tell you, but there you go. So